Hello, and we're back. Yep, we're back.
Welcome.
For the third attempt of this fucking thing. Hello? Vegas?
No, I'm here. I'm here. I was texting and I was listening. I did say hi. You clearly hadn't fully connected yet when I said hi. Either that or my microphone didn't catch it.
Your microphone didn't catch it.
My apologies then.
There we go, we're back. You've got the thing back up in your end.
Knock a part 3 onto the fucking thing.
No, you can do that later.
I'll do it now. I'll sort that and now let me just jump YouTube accounts here and I'll fucking get that sorted.
I'm about losing the will to live.
That's fair.
Oh, one fucking scuffed fucking thing after another night.
To the YouTube studio, go to content, click on live.
Sorry about that, people. We're having technical
Click on this episode.
We're in technical difficulties at the command center. Hell's Wi-Fi connections aren't working too well.
Satan didn't pay the Wi-Fi bill again. Fucking.
No, what Satan did was you got Comcast instead of anything decent.
Yeah, no, see, that'd explain it. Yeah, I heard he was looking to punish Bill Gates recently, so that would explain a lot, actually, if he'd moved this to Comcast on us.
Yeah, this is better fucking talk, is.
To be fair, it's not exactly...
He's fucking gone down again. You pulled your mic cable or something?
So let me tell you what happened there, right?
You pulled your mic cable, didn't you?
No, I did something even stupider, right? Fucking... So I had Google open there, right? And I got a Discord notification, right? So I clicked the button to pull up, went down to my taskbar to click on Discord to pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
See if you put your mouse cursor over Discord on the taskbar, right? See at the bottom there's little hot buttons for command. Yeah, I accidentally clicked the disconnect one because I clicked a second too early. It's as if clicking on the image I clicked the disconnect button.
Yes, we're professionals, people. We're taking it seriously this year. We're professional content, professional people.
Yep.
First fucking show back.
Right. See, in fairness, it's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. I'm tired and I wasn't paying full attention to what I was doing, right? I've got an excuse, alright? Fucking...
I know, but if we want to break into the American market, we have to be awake at this fucking time doing this shit. Because the Americans can't be decent and wake up when we do. They have to be special.
Don't worry about it. It's the new year, Rust, okay? Just let it happen, bro. It's the new season. It's fine.
New season's supposed to go well. Anyway, back to the video.
Thing, you don't think it's wrong even that you find a young child attractive.
The problem is that it's a spontaneously arising thing. The attraction itself is involuntary. Something that's involuntary isn't a choice.
So do you watch TV programs and stuff and look at a kid and be like, I fancy him?
Yes, that does happen.
I find this crazy.
That is mad. I can't understand you. I'm sorry. That is crazy to me. Is a young child
It's a worrying thing. The brain does things before you're even thinking consciously about them, and attraction is one of those things.
What age did you become aware that you liked younger kids?
About when I was 11, and I was attracted to 11-year-old boys. I would be attracted to my peers, and I would continue to be attracted to my peers.
That's 11-year-old, that's normal.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think... No, that doesn't make sense. No, my brain does not compute that at all. No.
Is when I was sort of 13, 14, 15, but by the time I'm 14, I'm noticing that I'm still attracted to the boys at school who are 11. I suddenly realised at that time that it also went younger than 11 as well.
How young?
The youngest age that I could possibly be attracted to would be probably about 7.
Oh, fuck off, man.
Were you abused as a child?
No, I wasn't sexually abused as a child. I was bullied badly. My family certainly were not abusive. I grew up in a loving household. I had an attraction that nobody wanted to know about at that time, which was being gay.
So I'm gay. I was the only gay in school and I had a lot of bullying through that.
No!
Some people believe that
Oh, you're-
you should have therapy to sort of change that.
Sorry.
I don't.
Right, right, as a bisexual, I'm allowed to make those jokes, okay? In all fairness, right? As a fellow homosexual, I'm allowed to do that, okay? In fairness. As someone who's currently talking to their femboy boyfriend, I'm allowed to make jokes like that, okay, folks? Fucking do not at me in the comments for that, right? Fuck you, that was fun.
I think
It
that's
was out of
possible.
line,
Do
agreed,
you
but it was
think
fun.
that the sexual attraction to children is similar in the way that it's something that can't be changed?
Exactly. It isn't similar in the way that it would be right or wrong to act on it.
Yeah.
It is similar probably, like, if you think about the science of it. I'm really careful. I don't like making the comparison because I think
Yep.
it's really stigmatising for gay people.
So do you have therapy now?
I don't have therapy now, but I have had in the past. It's really hard to get any paedophile to talk to a therapist at all. There's lots of reasons for that. We're very frightened. We think we might get reported even if we haven't done anything.
Do you have any attraction to adults as well? Like, have you
I
been in
do, yeah.
relationships?
Yes,
or-
and I've had adult relationships.
So can you find adults as attractive as you can children?
Pretty much.
And have you told people?
Now, there's a rub. There's the point there.
Agreed.
Right.
Like,
It was purely what they're trying to state where it's involuntary. Right? A pure case of like same as homosexuality is, then a homosexual can never possibly have relationships with a, like say, a gay person would never have a relationship with a woman.
actually, believe it or not, you're wrong in that belief.
I've heard.
Like, you're right and you're wrong, because, like especially, like, back in, like, the 70s and 80s when homosexuality was still heavily, like, you know, no. Like, there were a lot, because, like, I've got an uncle who, like, is a prime example for this. Several homosexuals ended up in straight relationships to kind of, like, quote-unquote, hide their homosexuality. A lot of them even ended up with kids.
Yes,
Before, like, obviously it became less stigmatized and, like, legalized, and they were able to openly perform in homosexual relationships.
Yes, but even talking about those relationships, the actual sex component of that relationship is very, almost non-existent for the most part. It's very
I
slight.
think, yeah.
He's saying like he could have his relationship, sex relationship with an adult would be the same as would be with a child, which is the key difference here. I know some gays hide the relationship by getting on, but in all those cases when you talk to them, the sex in that relationship is almost non-existent, or it's very difficult to do. Should be probably a better word of
Like-
using. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas where he stated was, oh no, it's no difference between an adult and a child.
Argue that that's worse, quite frankly.
Which is
Like, frankly, I'd rather you were just into fucking kids. Like, I feel like wanting to fuck both is just wrong. That's worse, honestly.
That's the point. He's claiming it's involuntary. He has no control over it. Well, obviously that's bullshit.
I mean, not so much that. I suppose, like, I hate myself for even making this analogy, right? But still, right? I'll take one for the team here. I suppose, in a way, it's similar, emphasis on the word similar here, to bisexuality in a way, right? And fucking hear me out before anyone tries to kill me, right? Hear me out here.
Yes.
Right? In the same way that us bisexuals can't control if and when we're going to be attracted to a man or a woman, he also cannot control whether he's attracted to an adult or a child, I suppose, is
Not really, because even
in
bisexuality,
layman's terms is the way to describe that.
because even in bisexuality, you have a preference over one side or the other. Whereas you're bisexual.
Because even with pedophilia, there would be...
No, he stated that there was no difference.
Mm.
Whereas even with bisexuality, you prefer the femboy over the woman, given the choice.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, like, in those two particular examples, femboy or woman, like, yeah, femboy every day, but, like, if it's just a clear-cut man or woman decision, I need more info to go off of than that, quite frankly, but as a general broad spectrum, I don't really give a shit, honestly. Like, as long as I know ahead of time what parts I'm working with, I don't care.
The basic choice in the nightclub, right? You get two people, both are similarly attracted, one male, one female.
Mm-hmm.
Which side would you generally fall onto?
Well, here's the main question. Am I approaching them or have they approached me? Like, what's the situation here? Am I being approached by them or am I approaching them? Who's approaching who in that situation?
Let's say both approach you.
Both of them have approached me.
Basically, conflict, got to pick one or the other to spend the night with.
I mean, if I'm telling you the honest to God truth, honestly, I probably would end up going with the fella most of the time. But then I'm a bit of a sub. I kind of like a manly man gay. I kind of like it when a gay's got that kind of confidence to come up to me and be like, "Hey, baby." I kind of vibe with that. I enjoy that a little bit.
That's the point I'm making. You generally fall, well, you know, so more slightly, you fall more towards that side than the other side, right? Which shows a division of preference in the brain.
There's a slight preference, but at the same time, like it's
still there.
Like a more realistic scenario of that. Like I don't actually know what the answer would be in a realistic. If I had like fucking like page for page, Ken, who you know, hair color, skin tone, height, weight, every bit of information I could possibly learn during, say, like a 10-minute conversation with them. Say I gave both a 10-minute questionnaire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had that data, like that, like I'd be able to get you a more realistic answer, A, but like B, like that would make that decision more difficult at the same time because there's going to be pros and cons to both. You know, like that I'd have to sit and weigh that up in the head in the moment of like.
That's what I use the SAP decision as an analogy for. On a SAP decision, you fall more to one side than the other one. That much in the way of. That's what I'm talking about, like more natural way of thinking. When you have to make a SAP decision, you're probably sure more than you would if you had to work it out.
I tell you the truth as well. Like again, like I'm like. Because like presumably, right, in your example, they've not both come up at the exact same moment. Like they've not come up together as like a fucking bet with each other of who can pull the gate. Again, like realistically, it's going to be who came first. Like who arrived first, who asked first, and then the questionnaire of all right, why? What about you?
No,
means
generally with test works. With test works, there's a technical test. Is you have door A or door B. Right.
Yeah. No, I know what you're on about. I'm just saying, like for me, if we're gonna make it a more realistic scenario, under a more realistic setting, it's most likely gonna be whoever approached me first.
Yeah.
But then there are circumstances where, let's say the woman approached me first, right? Let's say she's a 10 out of 10 supermodel, right? But she's got the most annoying fucking laugh you've ever heard in your fucking life. I'm not going home with that. I'm not putting up with that. Like, no, I'm a funny guy. I can't deal with fucking as a laugh. That would drive me insane. Again, like
the friend's Courtney.
As well, if she laughs like that, I don't want to know what she orgasms like. I'm on the way to the orgasm would be 10 times worse. So like by default, I'd pick the guy in that situation. But then, let's say the guy approached me first, same kind of scenario, right? 10 out of 10, supermodel man, right? Looks like fucking, like, Lex Luger, right? Big fucking man, right? Really my kind of thing, right? But let's say he's got, like, a gammy leg and fucking that mitochondria thing with the eye thing. His eyes are different colours.
Mm-hmm.
Low-key, that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
No.
Like it's not a huge issue, right? But it slightly creeps me out. So, like, statistically, I'm going to be more likely to go for the lassie in that situation.
No, both.
She's got normal fucking eye colours.
Right.
You
No,
know, she's not rocking one purple, one white,
Vegas,
you know?
Shut up. You're complicating the test.
Oh, no, I fully understand that I am. I'm merely stating.
Yes, you're complicating the idea of the test. Yeah.
I'm merely trying to put forward the point that, like for me, under that circumstance, I've got a broken brain. I would realistically think about that way harder than you think I would.
Yes.
That's merely the point I'm making there.
But what about using the coin flip method here? which is what a lot of psychologists do for this type of psychopathy. And that, especially the statement he made.
I mean, that,
The statement he made, basically, you get the option between door A and door B. It didn't matter which one you pick.
yeah.
And if that's the case, then he would be struggling with his attraction to children.
Yeah. He'd be able to just kind of ignore it.
Yeah. You know, but according to him, he's struggling with it. And he said it's an automatic brain response, which obviously can't be true if you can easily just ignore it and go for the adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not ringing true. Something's wrong. And
Or that you've gotten into relationships with, that you've got this attraction.
A couple of times.
And how has that been received?
It's
Badly.
been received okay in the situations I was in. They weren't complicated situations, by which I mean there wasn't, for example, a child involved around or something like that.
Have you ever had it where you've had a sexual relationship with the person and fantasised about a child?
I have sometimes, yeah, while having sexual interactions with an adult, thought of a child. There are adults who like that.
Really?
Yeah, in a role play sense.
Wow.
Have you had many long-lasting relationships
worse,
as
doesn't
an
he?
adult?
I haven't had
Yeah.
many long-lasting relationships, and it's always a background factor that I think at some point this might come up. The fact of being a paedophile, and in a way you start to think just how fair is that on the other person, that they might have to hear that one day.
So he calls
And I don't
himself
think
paedophile?
anyone who thinks about this situation for a second is going to be surprised that we don't disclose, because what on earth is in it for any human being?
What sort of contact have you had with a child?
The contact I've had with children is social contact, not sexual contact. In the past, I did do some volunteering with children.
What,
and that,
you done volunteering to work with children,
yeah,
knowing you're attracted to them?
knowing that I had the attraction, but also knowing even at that stage that I wasn't going to.
What, purposely knowing you're going to be working with the kids?
Well, what do you mean by purposely?
You wanted to be around
Simple,
kids.
purposely. You know, a person just a crack. He's not going to work in a crack factory. You know what I mean?
Probably would, to be like a crack. Like if crack factories were a thing, crack addicts would probably work in them to get free crack.
Yes, but that's the point though. He said, no, I didn't work. I'm a crack addict, but I'm going to work in a crack factory, but I'm not going to touch the crack. But he's trying to convey.
That probably would actually work, actually, to cure crack addictions, right? Because, like, hear me out here, right? See in, like, Cadbury's factories, right, where they make, like, the chocolate biscuits, right? Like next to that conveyor belt, they've got, like, a wee discard pile for, like biscuits that come out a bit fucked up, right?
Yeah, I know they can take what they want.
Yeah, and, like the workers, like 9 times out of 10, you end up finding that it's only, like, the fairly new workers that actually end up raiding that discard pile. Because the workers that have been there more than, like, a year or two have genuinely just gotten sick of the flavour of fucking biscuits because they eat them, like, for, like, a year straight every day at work. To the point where they cannot stomach them anymore.
Oh,
So I feel like that could actually work for curing, like, a crack addiction. Granted, you'd probably overdose, right? You'd probably fucking die, but, like, I bet that would cure 1 or 2 crack addictions. It's gone down again, hasn't it? We're off the air again, aren't we? Channel 4?
Yeah, Channel 4.
Then,
Yeah, we'll move on to the next video.
I was gonna say, is it one of the easy ones where we just, like, change the video
Yeah,
and, like,
just
it
change
comes
video.
back up, or are we off? Okay, cool.
It's just, as far as I know, it's just a warning.
I'll pull it up now and have a check.
Probably the stupid thing I have here doesn't give a lot of information. Gives some basic runs, but not the whole whack.
I've checked it now. Yeah, it's just fucking flicked us to our pause screen, unless you've manually done that.
I've manually done that.
Right, cool.
Just,
Right, that's fine then. I can ignore that. Still though, my point stands. I feel like you could use, like, if they legalized crack, right? We built crack factories. That probably would actually cut down on the crack problem. To tell you the truth. Like I said, granted, a lot of crack addicts would just overdose working in that factory, but, like,
Well, okay.
if that would cure at least 1 crack addiction, I'm willing to wager. I'm willing to wager, like, at least 1 in, like, 20 would probably get fixed. The other, like, 19 would just overdose. But I feel like 1 in 20 would walk out of there without a crack addiction anymore.
Yeah, we still wouldn't do it. You don't know how the fuck it's worked.
You underestimate how mean I'm willing to be as a business. Like, you underestimate how much of a cold hard capitalist I actually am, Fat Man T. You forget I would drop kick a baby if it made making a product cheaper for me in a factory. Like, if I owned a factory, right, and Satan came before me and said, right, Mr. Vegas, here's the deal, pal, right? See your factory, right? For the next 10 years, you can make your product free of charge, right? Never have to pay for a material ever again in your, like, for the next 10 years, right? But you've got to drop kick this baby. I would drop kick that baby before he finished saying the word baby. Like I'd say to Satan, I'd be like, hold that fucking thought while I go get my spiky shoes. Let me go get my boots where, like, the soles are just made of thumbtacks while I drop kick this baby. Like hold tight the new, right? I'll just go into the cupboard real quick. Fucking stay still, Satan, right? Hold that baby nice and gentle for me here, right? Line him up, right? I want to drop kick him through that window, right? Can I get an extra 5 years if I score a field goal at the window here, pal? Fucking, like, I'd be negotiating for extras for getting trick shots in.
You're not helping your case here, are you?
You're right. I'm not trying to say I'm a good person. What I'm saying is, like don't let me own or run a factory. Because I know how to summon Satan, and you better believe I would take a deal where I drop kick a baby with thumbtack shoes.
Anyway, moving on to our next video. This video is from Frada Epic, I think it's called.
But hang on, let me pull that up in the big screen here, Max. Fada Epic
Fada
with
Epic.
a F.
Yeah. I haven't looked at this video. I also it was one's recent, a month ago. This one, which is why I've picked it for. Because I was looking at videos within the year. The couple of videos we had last time were quite old ones. So let's see what he has to say.
Come here. Epic family, they're gonna second. It's a minute now, me I preach. LGBTQ plus.
Alan Walker said the word pedophile shouldn't be used to refer to people who are attracted to children because it comes with a stigma.
Walker also said people can be attracted to children without acting on it. Dana Smith has more on what the professor said and the response from Walker and the community.
The controversy surrounding Old Dominion University professor Dr. Alan Walker centers around their argument.
We know this one. Let's move on to the next one. It's Joe Rogan.
It's weird to make a law like that.
Yeah, we know about that guy. We covered him quite extensively on the last video we did.
Here, just like real quick, right? Just like before we get into this, right? Just because we've got Joe Rogan on screen here, right? This statement I'm about to make is probably going to upset at least one person, right? And I'm okay with that personally, right? Joe Rogan, to me personally, as a consumer of online entertainment, right, is a bit like Piers Morgan to me.
Yes. A lot of people find him that way.
Like a lot of the stuff he says, I'm not a huge fan of. But a lot of the stuff he's like a better Piers Morgan. Cause it's like a solid, like, unlike Piers Morgan, I agree with about 1 in 10 of the things Piers Morgan says on average. With Joe Rogan, it's a solid 50-50 split. Like, half of the shit he says, I'm like, nah, that's just, nah, dude. The other half, I'm like, nah, that's not the best way to put that, but that kind of makes sense. Like, I've got to do some gymnastics to follow you on that particular point, but that kind of makes sense. I think I know what you're on about there, pal. That's what the other, like I don't know, like 10% of the time, he just talks about UFC, and I'm like, I can understand this conversation. I also like watching neckbeards stamp on each other's throats. It's a fun sport to watch. Like, I agree, Joe. It's entertaining. You know, I mean, I don't know who most of them are outside of, like, that one guy with the weird hair, and it's not the UFC fighter you're not. He looks like he's about 12, but he's secretly about 32. It's weird. You know the guy I'm on about? I think he's called, like, Big Sexy Bam Bam or some shit. He looks like his name should be Ben, but I think it's, like, Jack. He looks like a Ben, but I don't think he's a Ben. Like, I know that doesn't narrow that down at all, but fucking just pretend it does. Fucking, he's like the only UFC fighter I'm aware of that isn't Conor McGregor. Because everyone knows Conor McGregor. But fucking... Like, I like those bits of his show where he's just talking about people punching each other. I'm like, I understand this bit. I know how to punch people. I get this bit of the show.
The problem with Joe Rogan is always fish.
Then you'll have like Neil deGrasse Tyson on talking about science, and I just turned off because I don't know what he's on about. But
the problem with Joe Rogan is always fish shot with him is whether or not he's actually going to be rightfully outraged by something, or be so high that he disagrees with anything the person says across the table.
I mean, yeah.
So let's see which one it is for Josh. Is he high, or is he actually, put the weed away for this one?
Like, what are you saying? You're saying that
he's high.
Young kids can have sex?
Say, based on Joe's eyes.
Like, I don't know what you're saying there. Because, if they're saying that, it shouldn't be a crime for 17-year-olds to have sex with each other, okay, I agree with that. But if you're saying other people can have sex with them, like, I think 18 is a good number. 18 is a good number. It's a good legal, especially for men. It's a good legal cutoff number. When you start, if they're saying that you should be able to have sex with people who are minors, I would imagine it would be like way more laid out than that.
Which is basically what they're saying is that the capacity
have the first
for
clue who she is.
anyone under the age of 18
to make their own decisions. Right.
To provide consent. And
Yeah.
and that's where it just like, you get into the whole power dynamic again of teachers and students or
Right.
boss, I mean not bosses, but people who are in positions of authority or power. How okay, yeah, how does a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old have the capacity to make that decision for themselves or to
100%.
see through this person who is an authority figure in their lives who has somehow manipulated their minds to convince them that this is the right thing or this is the best thing or whatever. And that statement about not allowing that to be criminalized and not recognizing
the parents,
the need to protect children.
Yeah.
The need to protect children. And then you look at that statement within the context of what's happening across our country and the world where our kids are being sexualized in like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, shown these picture books that I've seen myself that are more sexually graphic than anything I've ever seen in my life, that are targeted for middle school.
Yeah, I've seen some of those books, especially around the other one was Timmy the Tampon.
Yeah, rather pressingly, I'm aware of some of them as well, and they hurt.
Yes, and again, it's your fault.
I was not involved. I was not present or aware. I was not included in those particular board meetings. The fact that this is happening is evidence in and of itself that I was not present in those board meetings. For if I had been, when these ideas were proposed, A, these ideas would not have succeeded, and B, the people responsible would have been shot against the post, and their bodies would have been dumped cartel style.
This is your community that caused this.
No.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the femboys were not involved. On behalf of all femboys, we were not involved in that particular board meeting. We were not invited to that particular council summit. This was the work of the trans and the gay community, and only the trans and gay communities. We were not present or made aware of those meetings.
For this one, I say the trans community has pretty much overwritten the gay community.
Correct.
In its entirety, and if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because now they're going after lesbians for not fucking trans people. These days. You know what I mean?
To be fair, right, yeah, don't get me wrong, right, it's a tragedy, right? All I'm saying, though, right, I'm low-key kind of glad a little bit, right? Because all I'm fucking saying, now the rest of the LGBTQIA+ community understands what us bis have been feeling like for fucking decades now. Do you know how many fucking bi wars I've personally lived through? Do you know how many times the homosexuals have gone up against the bis for less than no fucking reason? Do you know how many times I've personally lived through those wars? I've lived through more of those wars than old people have world wars.
Because you're greedy.
Right?
Why?
Like, frankly, I deserve a veteran's discount at this fucking point.
That's the price you pay for being greedy.
Like all I'm saying, it's about time somebody else bullied the gays in the same kind of manner. Go after them for fuck all. It's about time.
It's because you're greedy. That's
Now they get it. No, it's what they get for bullying my people. It's what they get. We were just minding our fucking business, over in the corner being the third letter of the community, and then getting shouted at for no goddamn reason.
You know, I'm just trying to imagine the bisexual warfare.
Believe you me, I went to some fucking interesting pride festivals. A couple of the pride festivals I went to were closer to war zones on certain years due to the falling outs that had occurred online, namely on Twitter, between the gay community and the bisexual communities. Because while we all have a shared community of the LGBTQIA plus community, we all secretly have our own little corners of the internet where us and only us hang out. The gays have their bits, the bis have our bits, the lesbians have their bits, and we all have group chats where we exclude the annoying members of our communities so we can talk about them behind their backs, because we're all secretly gossipy little cunts.
Yeah, I'm just running around a fight there. Lube all over the floor, dildos flying everywhere.
It's like, you know the fight scene between the Kens right near the end of the Barbie movie? It's a bit like that, but with more glitter. Like, there's just the plastic shits getting thrown around, there's some glitter, you know, like, there's like the occasional stripper pole, and like, there's like at least one transvestite doing the soundtrack to the battle.
You know,
because we pay extra for them, like we get the proper panto transes down to do the soundtrack, because low key they can sing.
You know, fairy rings ripped off backs, leather being torn.
Ken, it's a right jolly old fucking battle. Ken, all I'm saying, right? Normal warfare should have a little bit more glitter involved, right? It would make it a slightly less harrowing ordeal, right? All I'm saying, right? There'd be less PTSD cases if, like, when a tank fired a shell, a bit of glitter came out the battle alongside the bullet. You know, like.
No, I think it would be more traumatizing. My best friend was took out by fucking glitter sparkle butt.
Like, all I'm saying, right? See, like when you shoot a gun, right? There should be like a wee bit in the bullet, right? It's like just after the bullet leaves the barrel, a wee, like, you know, like the explosion comes out the barrel. Yeah. Should be like that, but just a wee bit of glitter pops out, just phew, pretty.
No, try to imagine now, right? Just got me head.
Like I wager that would cut down the PTSD levels, quite frankly.
I was just trying to imagine the PTSD levels from a femboy bisexual alliance taking on the furries.
That would be a harrowing war zone.
Fake fur flying all over the place, shears out.
The thing is that would be a particularly harrowing war for me, because
you gotta pick a side.
I would have trade offers from both sides frequently. I'd be like Lionel Messi in the UEFA League. Like like my inbox would be full of nothing but fucking offers from different teams.
I know for a fact, right? You turned up that battlefield in fucking Spartan power armor.
I mean, yeah. You're too right. Like my top half, you are right, would look like a pink Master Chief, and the bottom half would just be a skirt, thigh highs, and a pair of loafers, or combat boots, depending on how kinky I felt.
Wrong Spartan.
Oh, you meant like Leonidas Spartan, not.
No, I meant like Warhammer 40k.
Oh. Okay, that makes more sense as a reference in hindsight.
He gets it eventually.
Like in hindsight, I should have known you were referencing that video. In my defense,
I'm waiting.
No, there's nothing further. Just in my defense,
you don't have one.
Correct. In all fairness, there are like 6 versions of the word Spartan. There's like 6 different Spartans out there in media.
True.
So like, you could have been a little more specific initially.
I think the words furry and Spartan came to mind. Should have been more specific.
Like, cause in fairness, like, don't get me wrong, I like Warhammer, right? I quite enjoy Warhammer 40k. I didn't know they were called Spartans. I've only ever known them as the Space Marines.
The armor's the Spartan 3 power armor.
See, now I didn't know that, right? Because I don't fuck with Warhammer that much. Like I like Warhammer 40k fucking, what was it, Dawn of War 2 or some shit, Dark Crusade. Like, hang on, let me check. Fucking, let me check which, I've got it on Steam, let me check which one it is.
One. That was one of the first ones they brought out.
Hold on, Warhammer 40k. Dawn of War Dark Crusade, that's the one, right? I fuck with that game, right? I enjoy playing that game. I'm shit at it, but it's fun, right? I don't fuck with Warhammer in the sense of like I've got like 2 miniatures, but like I don't have like the books and the rules and the fucking rulers and shit. Like I don't know the lore. And I know there's a Grand Emperor and there's like some skeleton dudes and there's some robots and there's the Space Marines and there's like some mentally ill green people that make things work because they believe enough because magic. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna. I don't fuck with it the way I fuck with Star Wars. Like I don't sit here and watch 3-hour-long documentaries about the lore of Warhammer. I do that with Star Wars, but I don't do that with Warhammer because it's just not that interesting to me. It's not interesting in that way to me. I find it fun in the same way I find like the same way I kind of like Formula 1, right? It's pretty to look at, it's kind of interesting, but I don't give a fuck who won, like, the fucking Nuremberg Ring in 1976. I couldn't give less of a fuck who that was. They're no longer racing, they're not on the track right now, I don't need to know what their name was.
I mean, law-wise... law-wise, I would say law's better written than D&D law is, by a long shot.
Given to understand that, and to be completely honest with you, it's not all that difficult to write better lore than official D&D lore. A lot of it's just shit.
Or missing.
Yeah. But at the same time...
But the problem with Warhammer 4K, to play Warhammer itself is a ball ache.
Because I played it once or twice. You need like special rulers. Like, I swear to God, I was in a Warhammer shop, right? Like, you know, like little fucking stores, right? I was in there, right? This was years ago when Warhammer first got like really popular, right? In there, like talking to one of the guys, right? And fuck, it was on it's the one in Edinburgh, right? Where they take you to do, like, they'll let you do like a wee practice game, like they'll teach you how to play the game before you buy any of the bits, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sat there at the table, right? There's this fucking, you know exactly the kind of nerd I'm on about here, right? Yeah. The fucking the circle, right? The hairy circle, as I like to call them, right? There was one of those nerds teaching me fucking Warhammer, right? The fucking rulers and shit, right? Sure enough, right? I happened to glance to my left to the table next to us, right? They had a different version of. They had the Lord of the Rings Warhammer setup,
oh yeah,
right?
Oh, God, that one.
Looked to my left, right? There was a guy playing that, right? He had a wee figurine, right? It looked a bit like Legolas, but it was wearing bright pink, right? I had him set up on top of like a wee fucking tower, right? This motherfucker literally pulled out a tape measure. Kind of like the wee tape measures you get in a Christmas cracker.
Yeah, I have one of those.
Pulled one of those out of his pocket and measured from his wee figurine on top of this tower to like the back lines of the enemy team to see if they were in range or not. And the answer was no.
Oh yeah.
Technically they were, but they were still at like they'd literally just spawned in, so they had a quote unquote cooldown period before they could be shot at.
Yeah. We probably
it was at that moment I kind of gave up on ever learning that game, because I looked at that and went, yeah, I'm not willing to put that kind of commitment into this. I'm not willing to break out a fucking tape measure for this game. No thanks. I'm playing a board game, I'm not building a table.
Yeah, pretty much when you play Warhammer, you've got to build your table for your where you got to have your fight. So you're talking, you got to build mountains, trenches, rivers, all that type of stuff. And then
that's fine. I don't mind breaking out a tape measure to make the terrain and shit, right? That makes sense.
Yes, but probably also
I shouldn't have to break out carpentry tools mid-match.
Yeah, because you can measure the distance.
Like, I shouldn't need to break out fucking carpentry tools. I shouldn't need a tape measure, right, and a ruler and a pen, like I'm trying to fucking, like, do a Leonardo da Vinci and build a fucking house. I'm playing a board game, like, I don't give a shit. I think there should be little squares or something doodled onto the fucking terrain. Kind of like D&D, like, wee squares, each square equals this many feet. Fucking count the squares.
No, it gets worse.
Fucking do that.
It gets worse. Right? Because it's such a thing as the line of sight rule. Where basically you have to get down to the eye level of your miniature to figure out if he has line of sight on the target.
Like it's fucking bollocks. It's utter bollocks.
Then you got equipment. So basically, you got the figures there with weapons attached to them.
Aye.
Right? But then you also have to have a character sheet for each figure you have, for each type of figure you have, what equipment they're taking into battle, as well.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So not only that, where DD you got one character sheet, for Warhammer you have 20, depending on how many different units you have in the battle.
I'm gonna say or more.
Yeah. If you're playing in a pocket.
To be fair, I saw one guy, like with the eye of sight rule, like line of sight rather rule. Yeah. I saw one guy in that story who had a genius solution to that, and low-key I think it should become the norm for Warhammer. Because I overheard them like right at the start of the game, like this guy and the guy was playing against like talk about this rule, and like his opponent agreed to it being like acceptable. What this guy was doing was like you know the wee plastic green fucking see-through rulers you use, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was literally just getting one of those and putting that to the eye level of his miniatures.
Yeah.
And just like holding it nice and flat. Like these motherfuckers got a spirit level out and everything to make sure that shit was level. And then just like followed the ruler and went, fucking right, that's the end of the ruler. Fucking realigned it when they ran out of space. Fucking made sure it was flat again. Just did that to see, like, use the ruler to see if it was within line of sight. And it was actually genius. It would make more sense if they just had a bigger ruler, but it was a smart fucking solution.
On the official tournaments, though, the judges won't let you do that. You have to get down to eye level to aim for the target.
See, I prefer the idea of like, because you know what, we've already got like 4 fucking rulers. Just make one more. Make one really skinny but stupidly long ruler.
4 rulers? You're joking.
Yeah, there's already like 1 billion rulers for the game. Make one more that's just a needle, and you use that to measure line of sight. Fuck it. It's easier.
And
bollocks to it. Just give me a stick.
I mean, give an idea, right? It's a tabletop. It's a battle game, right? Now, give an idea if I think I've seen the longest Warhammer game I've seen. I think it's still actually ongoing. Actually, has been going for about 4 years now.
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's an apocalypse game, so you're talking like over 1,000 miniatures plus each side, and you're talking like a whole house to do it, right? And they basically have one turn per like session, because it takes that long to move all the fucking army from one point
Jesus
to the other.
fuck. Like, see at that point, just join the fucking army. like just sign up for officer school at that point.
Alright. Let's say you're talking
like if that's the extremes you've got to go to play fucking Warhammer, sign up for officer school and do it with the actual army.
You're talking even a small game, 6 rounds of combat, right? Which is very like a short match in Warhammer, right? That can take you best part of 3 hours by the time you move all your figures in position. Then actually make them all attack separate.
Like it's genuinely fucking mental.
Only thing I'm glad about, they don't use D20s or anything like that.
It's why I prefer playing like Dark Crusade and shit, like the digital version, because it does it for you. I don't have to fucking get scoliosis to figure out if I can land that shot. The game will tell me.
Oh, in fact, you can actually walk, because they're having like combat rules like straight for green. So you think, oh well, that grass is actually muddy, so you get half speed there. It's like, aha, but I have a jetpack, so I can fly over it.
Yeah, like just fucking, I don't give a shit. Just fucking move. Just go from A to B. Fuck, I don't care.
And all of a sudden,
get a job. Fucking Christ, like.
And all of a sudden, I teleport in some extra troops from behind the enemy lines through warp gates, and don't get me wrong. I love the history of Warhammer, and I think if someone made that into a movie series, it would be great.
Oh yeah, no, like even I can agree there. Like the cutscenes and like some of the Warhammer games are really fucking interesting and genuinely entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like I agree. Like you could make really good Warhammer movies.
Especially starting at the beginning, the birth of mankind to like the end of the warp, even like the first era, where the Emperor fell.
Yeah.
Because Laurent, excuse me, Laurent the Emperor himself was the Emperor's basically an enigmatic figure who hated religion for one thing.
Yes.
He was strong, had some psychic powers, but he hated religion, and he basically brought mankind from the brink of ruin back to space and civilization.
And then he became a god by accident.
purely by the fact he got betrayed, stabbed. They put him on a life support machine, which had basically kept him alive as a corpse. And because his psychic power is so great, his conscience still exists and gives some like vague commands. But because the people at the time, after the fall at that point, venerated him so much, he became a god entity, which he hated. But he can't die now because the people come with the golden throne and he can't move off it.
I like to imagine just like every once in a while he just like uses his psychic abilities to just tell one of his guards, just kill me! Kill me! And like that guard just turns around and just goes, nah, cunt. Just nah.
No, there's
I love you, but not enough to commit treason, buddy. You're stuck like this. Like, nah, cunt.
There is stories where he's trying to get like influence someone to take him off the life support. There's some like backstory to that. And they've been usually killed by other guards which are so pathological in their worship that they just immediately get gunned down before they get anywhere near. You know,
just you looked at the life support machine wrong. Kill the traitor.
But this is the worst part about it is, if you think about the universe as a whole in Warhammer, most humans have never even seen Earth at all.
Which is, I like that. I kind of fuck with that idea.
Right? They don't know who the Emperor is, but they have to fight in his name because some random twat in armor will walk up and say, "I'm now Inquisitor. I'm going to judge your faith. If you're lacking, your whole planet gets wiped out." Best way to describe someone said to me was, "There's no good guys in Warhammer. They're all assholes in one way or another."
Like, you say that, but like, no, okay, actually, no, hang on.
No, there's not. But sorry, technically there is the Tau, the most good one out of the whole lot.
I said there's the Tau, but then
they have a caste system, a very strong caste system, in their world.
My argument is more just like the Tau are just kind of, they're a pain in the arse to kill.
Tau quite easy actually.
Not in Dark Crusade, they're not. In Dark Crusade, they're quite a formidable fucking force.
The robots
You don't take them down really early game, you're fucking done. Like, they're a nightmare.
The robots are, but as people, they're not.
And even just their general foot force is actually pretty fucking strong.
Compared to Space Marine, no.
I don't, again, because you remember, like, almost all of my Warhammer knowledge comes from Dark Crusade. Especially in terms of, like, what troops are good or not. And, like, Dark Crusade Tau are a fucking nightmare to put up with.
In general, Tau about as strong as the average human is. Only difference what Tau do, though, is they incorporate other races into their own culture. So they'll send an ambassador to a planet and say, join us. And most times they will join because, to be honest, life in the Tau is better than anywhere else.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Only problem with the Tau is their sexual organs on the foreheads.
And that's a problem. How?
Because there's a Tau female once with a human general and complained that the act of intercourse gave her a pounding headache because he was too big. It's actually written into law that.
See, my question is, how is that a problem for the humans though? Like that, I'm not seeing.
For the Tau. For most of the Tau.
Like all I'm saying.
It was a joke when you put about the idea of skull fucking.
Like that. Like, hear me out. Does that still count as a blowjob?
I have no idea.
Like, let's say, right, hypothetically, right? Let's say, right, NASA fucking makes an announcement tomorrow, right? They come on the television, they say, right, human race, we've done it, right? Fucking, my fellow humans, we've pulled it off, lads, right? We found aliens, right? They're cutting about, they're over there on that planet, right? They're just round the corner, right? Galactically speaking. 10 minutes down the drive, if you will, right? We've done some tests. We can fuck the aliens, right? The whole planet. Yes! What's the catch, NASA, right? NASA spokesman turns around and he goes, right, here's the catch, lads, right? You can fuck the aliens, but, right? For the fellas, right? This one's for you, lads, right? Here's the problem for you, right? The vagina is on the forehead, but they've still got a mouth where the mouth should be, right? They've got a fairly human face, but their fanny is on their forehead, right? For the ladies, right? Again, mouth is where it should be, their dick's on their forehead, right? All I'm saying technically, that would kind of be like having anal with a Catholic. I feel like that still counts as a sex that God can't see. Because that's not where the vagina's supposed to be. I feel like that still counts as a blowjob. Because as we all know, God doesn't know if you fuck in the ass or fuck in the mouth. As we know, God can't see those parts of the human body. He can only see the skull, the tits, and the fanny. Because God isn't a pervert. No, God can see your ears. Because he hears through your ears.
Anyway, we've got.
That's why you're supposed to report to the church and like pray to God when you hear sin. Because God knows if you don't, because he can hear through your ears. That's true.
We're way off topic.
How the fuck did we get? How did we get fake Joe Rogan's a bit like Piers Morgan to fucking?
I have no idea.
D&D and Warhammer. How did that happen?
I have no idea how that happened.
What caused that particular spin? What the fuck happened there?
I'll rewind the video and find out.
Somebody pull up the fucking picture here. Fucking somebody explain that. We fucking what happened there?
Then you match that with this policy statement coming from the UN, and you see the danger here of the normalization of sexualizing our kids, of the normalization of minor attracted people.
See? UN.
Yeah.
Of people in positions of authority, and there are leaked videos showing this, saying, hey, these minor attracted people should be allowed to serve as teachers in our schools, where they're in a position to, I mean, they are supposed to protect our kids in that position. And yet these self-identified minor attracted people are in a position where they can very easily abuse that trust that parents place in them and act on their sick desire.
Are there any examples of minor identified people identifying themselves as minor attracted people teaching kids?
Yes. I mean, I've seen TikTok videos of these people.
Yes, there are.
There was a leaked hidden, someone took with their iPhone video of I don't know if it was a school meeting or a teacher meeting or whatever, of someone from the school saying, hey, you shouldn't be discriminating against someone because they're a minor attracted person.
What?
That is
what?
Yeah.
So someone who was working for the school, like in some sort of capacity to make decisions,
was justifying this.
Was justifying having someone who is a legitimate pedophile.
Yeah.
On staff.
And that's, of course, they'll never use that term.
That's so crazy that term is so, like, they're changing the terms, changes what.
I'm sorry, Joe Rogan's really off his lips here, isn't
he? Like legit, he's stoned as shit.
He's high on Everest. Let's move on.
It's like one of the few things that Joe Rogan does quite regularly that I'm honestly fine with. Like, as a retired stoner myself, fair enough to you, Joe, right? Sometimes he talks about shit where, like, I can't even blame him for having to be high as a kite to talk about it. Like, you know what? Understandable. As someone who's been very drunk on this show before, fair enough, Joe. I get you, buddy.
The problem with Joe gets too high, it's hard to watch him because he's just so slow at it.
Yeah, and like, honestly, sometimes it's just hard to understand what the fuck he's even saying.
Well, next one, the dangers of my attracted person. Hashtags transgender TikTok in America.
Don't question the hashtags. Just let it happen, buddy. Just what the fuck is? Right, hold on. Go pause that and pull that back up. Right, I didn't fully catch that. Fuck, I'm losing my fucking eyes right here. What the fuck?
The Israeli school.
The
Israelite school of universal
Israelite
knowledge.
Yeah, Israelite.
A Jew.
Israelite.
Jew.
I kind of what it is. I'm trying to figure out how you pronounce that. Is Israelite?
Israelite.
Is Israel? No, that's not it.
Yeah, it's Israelite.
No, that can't be Israelite. There's a fucking E there.
Yes, Israelite. Honest.
No, I don't like that. No, it's no Israelite. I'm gonna go ahead and veto that particular decision of Planet Earth. No, that's no Israelite, that one.
Like Bud Light.
Because that still hasn't got an E in it.
It does actually, but it has an E in it. So light.
No, as in the E before the L. Not the fucking E at the end of light. It's the E in the Israel bit.
Yeah, but E in the Israel changed the A to Israelite.
Oh, I suppose because it's A then E, not E. Okay, yeah, fine. I suppose that is it. I don't like that that's Israelite, but I suppose grammatically
it's a very strong choice to have the cross sabers there. It was in the Star
anyway,
David.
Israelite School of
Universal
Practical. That threw me for a second. That's not how I would have read that.
It's not no.
Universal. It's like you've got to go left to your right, then back to your left. That's fucking. I don't like that. But Universal. What? Israelite School of Universal Practical. That's fucking hard to say.
Practical, no.
That like only just and so makes grammatical sense. That's a weird fucking sentence. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I hate that.
Oh, Iskip.
Change your name, please. Please, somebody fix that to be grammatically fucking sensible. Please and thank you. I don't like that.
It's America.
That's fucky.
Probably makes sense in Hebrew. We say it in Hebrew, but...
Right, so what were you saying? Sorry, I was getting complained at.
I was saying it probably makes sense in Hebrew, but...
Well, I suppose, actually, that's the point. It probably is originally, like, written in Hebrew, and it's weird because it's translated, I suppose, I'm still not a fan of that. That's still fucking...
But I'm still thinking, that's a very strong choice of the cross name, especially in this time of day and age.
I kind of fuck with that. Like, it's a cool logo.
It's a cool logo, but consider what's happening in fucking the Gaza Strip these days. That's a very strong image to have.
I mean, it sounds a bit fucking right for Israel, to be fair, but...
Yeah. Let's see what these guys say about the minor attractive person shit.
Let it rap real quick. Look. City eyes. It's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't
these twats. Power Rangers.
Family secure. Got that shot in the closet by the
oh, God.
Excuse you?
The point to understand is, this is Christianity.
Oh, yeah. They're not actually Jews. In the same sense.
Right, hold on. Right, so... I'm lost.
Right, the Israelite movement in America. Do you remember when we covered the Moorish citizens?
Hey.
It was either part of Morocco, but near Morocco.
Hey, I remember that. Yeah.
These are the same gig, except they like to dress up in very fancy, bright colours, look like Power Rangers on the set half the time.
What? There's the Israelite School of whatever the fuck, but Jesus?
Yeah.
But they used the Star of David.
I know.
But those aren't the same.
Yeah, that's my
religion.
point. That's the point I'm making.
But those. Huh?
It's basically a black militant group.
That makes less sense.
Yeah, but...
Why? What do you mean? That... Huh?
I'll just use right later. As a group. They're quite fascinating people.
That's good. Let's save that for its own special. I feel that mainly because that's genuinely hurt my head.
Yeah, it's like sort of.
Move on. New video. Different video.
Different video.
Find something that wouldn't give me a fucking migraine. What the fuck? That hurt to read. What in here? What the fuck? Right. I'm already uncomfortable with the name of that. I'm not. I'm hoping this isn't about to go where I think this is about to go.
Honestly, I haven't watched this one yet. This video.
I'd hope this isn't about to try and make the comparison. I think it's about to try and make it. Because if it is, I think both me and RuPaul are going to have a similar stance on it of fuck you.
Miranda, I use she/her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons.
Explains.
What be unto thee, Asura thou though that hesitance the unrighteous, in thee, O thou wicked people. Remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah, whose lands lith in clad of pitch and heap of ash, so even also I will do unto them that hear me not. What the fuck? That's not how that verse is written.
Here's where my real problems are here, though, right? Why have we got the quote in English, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the original, like, we're talking like 9 BC era spelling of Yahweh, the original name of the Abrahamic God.
Yes.
And then the actual, like where in the Bible you'll find that, like, that quote, but in, I'm guessing, Spanish?
No, that's written fine in the Hebrew book.
Is that the Hebrew? Right. Even then, that, like, if that's Hebrew, that's looking more like modern Hebrew. So why have we got ancient Hebrew? Why are we going English, ancient Hebrew, modern Hebrew? What the fuck's going on there?
The problem is, though, even in Hebrew, right? God's name is Jehovah, or Jehovah's. Yahweh is a more African version, a more Muslim. The interpretation between Hebrew and Islamic.
No, because you got to remember in ancient Rome, they also used Yahweh, like the ancient Roman Catholics used Yahweh.
Yeah, but Catholics consider Yahweh as same as the sun god Urian.
No, they actually used it for the Abrahamic God as well.
Yeah,
they spelled it different though. They spelled it YHWH.
The problem with using the Roman version is the Romans were thieving bastards, and so a lot of religions did their own.
Well, not true, but like still.
What gets me though is they've got that one. Then they've got Romans 9 verse 13. That's New Testament.
As it is written. What the fuck? As it is written.
He saw have I hated.
It's sad have I hated. I remember that. But why have we only got like the start and finish of that quote? Why is the rest of that? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Give up. Whatever. Fine.
It's not making much sense. I know. Don't worry.
I don't.
And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture, and most folks are making those assumptions.
Music incredibly uncomfortable. See, this is what I was on about earlier. A lot of places fuck up that statistic. It's not 1 in 5.
It's not even 1 in 3, but never mind.
See, I'm more fucked up at like when they fuck up with the boy statistic, because like, you know.
Oh yeah, probably the 1 in 5 is generally one used for women, not maybe fucking boys.
Right. Like that, I haven't checked since about 2020, but last I checked, it was I think like 1 in 12 for lads.
But like I said, it don't matter. You can say what you want about me. You know, we don't play any of these kind of games, and this is the problem. For so many years, you had people play games with these people that want to push these weird agendas. They want to talk that. We got to stop playing games with these people. Like this map, this minor attracted persons, or I think more alienated people and more assassinated pedophiles. That's the way it should be. Enough of the games. Like, you see what I'm about. Like, you see what's right there. Them gloves. People need to stop being punks, learn to defend themselves, and stop being cowards. Because the reason we have these agendas and these people trying to normalize deviancy is, one, because we took God out of society. Two, is because we allow it.
He was so close to me agreeing with him. He was so close to me being on his team. And then he just had to, what? What?
Just a guy who has the misfortune of being attracted to kids. 22 by pedophile. No math, AOA, +4. Open-minded nerd who has too much time on my hands. DM opens. Oh, Age of Attraction. Sorry, that's what it stands for.
But that doesn't make me a molester. I'm
No,
a
go to
virtuous pedophile.
Have you ever abused a child?
No. The youngest age hearing? No.
Can't understand.
That this is someone who has abused himself.
And hide in your brain.
Yes.
I suppose
in the fear and opportunity lies.
That's really difficult to answer.
However, in the new hypersexualized culture of 21st century Britain, a perfect storm of fear and opportunity has arisen. A new wave of activists and sex-positive liberals saw an opportunity not just to educate and inform children, but to sexualize.
Alright, shut up. Yeah. No, shut up. Shut up. No.
What's up?
I was right. Yeah. They're going. They're going there. Okay.
Yeah.
People at home, you're lucky it's 3 o'clock in the morning here, or I would currently be fucking screaming at the top of my lungs right now. It's taken quite a lot of self-control to not get kicked out of the house right now, because like I want to put my hand through the wall.
Be fair, I didn't really. I was trying to make a different link that they were going for, but we found religious jobs today.
As soon as I read that title right at the start, I was like, oh, they're actually going to try and make that fucking argument, aren't they? And yeah, right.
Yeah, they did try and link it, did they? Well, let's move on to.
Well, before we move on, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Do you want to stop here?
I think because I've had my landlord come in and complain already, like once. She'll hurt me if she has to complain twice. That's well. Me and my boyfriend are gonna hang out tomorrow, so I can. But God, I really am gay. I just did the fucking femboy knee wiggle and everything there. I genuinely am a homosexual, but
yes, you are.
Yeah, like I'm sorry to like veto was short. Just like I don't want thrown out of the house, and that last video was genuinely kind of upset me. So I'm gonna go and just lie down and
it's fine.
Just pretend that last, like particularly that last video wasn't something I listened to. So frankly, I don't want to have a night terror, so I'm gonna try and purge that out of my brain.
So yeah, we'll end it there for now.
Thank you. That's all. I'm very tired, anyways. A nap would be fabulous.
So yeah, we'll end it there for tonight, and
I mean, closing. Do we even need closing thoughts or closing statements for this one?
No, we don't really. I'm trying to figure out.
Like quick. I'd make a quick closing statement. Fuck pedophiles, fuck maps, and fuck you if you disagree.
Yeah.
There we go. That's that job done. Sunday. Well, I've still not got PlayStation Plus because I've not got money yet. So a free game would be nice.
I'll fix something else.
War Thunder. Have you ever played War Thunder?
I haven't yet. No.
Right, but get that installed because I reinstalled it a couple of days ago because one of my I was going get that reinstalled. We'll belt out War Thunder.
No, well with that.
I'll introduce you to War Thunder, and it's quite a fun wee game. Here's a question: Do you want tanks, planes, or boats?
I have no
What would
idea
you
yet.
prefer?
I'll
What
look at
sounds more your speed? Do you prefer the sound of like realistic tank combat, realistic airplane combat, or realistic boat combat? What sounds more your speed? Please don't pick the boat.
Well, boat or tank.
But right, I'm leaning more towards the tank then between those two because personally I'm not a big lover of War Thunder's. I mean I'll play it with you if you're willing to try it. Like that's fair enough. In my opinion, though, the tank combat is a little bit more fun. But
we'll go tank then. But anyway, that'll be on.
I mean, who knows? We'll try all three. But
that'll be on Sunday. So
our usual about 8 o'clock. Bench mean
8, half 8 type of area.
Time. Aye, somewhere around there for Great British time.
So
aye,
yeah, that's the end of this one. Pretty much what we said last year. The map community have poll voted over it.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, if the British Parliament makes the mistake of making the pedophiles, because I refuse to call them maps, if they make the pedophiles a protected class, I will personally march on Parliament, and there will not be a Parliament standing when I'm done.
Yeah.
I do not care how many police officers I have to kill in that process. I'd rather not kill them, but if they get in my way, I will do what must be done in that situation. And frankly, if less than 15 people march with me, I'm going to be severely disappointed in this country.
Yeah. So, what was it? Yeah. I'm trying to tell. Anyway.
And while we're at it, fuck the Pope. There we go.
Yep, bring up a little ending card.
I'm kidding, I like the Pope, but...
There's a little cute little ending card of... Yeah.
Yay. Thank you very much for making that for us, Glitter. That was very kind of you.
So yeah, good night, good luck, and... just pray for our society as a whole.
Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you all.